guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Tampa Honda because guess what? We're going to continue that discussion. What is the best value price mid-size family sedan for your money? So what I have is this 2020 Honda Accord Sport with the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. And as we're going over this vehicle, we're going to kind of compare it to its rivals, the Mazda 6, the Toyota Camry, and of course the other players in this segment of the car industry. Now, let's talk a little bit about Honda Accord history. The Honda Accord, believe it or not, has been around since 1976. That means if you do the math, it's 43 years old. Over that 43-year time span, Car and Driver magazine picked it as one of their top 10 best cars for each year 33 separate times. And it makes sense. It's been that go-to for value, for reliability, for overall safety. What's interesting, over the past few years, Honda was accused of being too bland with their styling with the Accord. But guess what? When they created this new generation in 2018, they decided, you know what? We're gonna bring it, and we're gonna bring it big. And you can see in the styling, things have changed. So let's go ahead, dive into this sparkling blue Honda Accord Sport. Right off the bat, very futuristic, very aggressive. I like what's going on with the headlight style. I also love, look how slim and trim the daytime running lamp is in there. Full LED daytime running lamp. As we work our way down, I'm so glad that they didn't go fake vent. You got the lower lighting down here, a little bit of gloss black, and you know what? This is gonna channel all the air into that side curtain. If you look at the Toyota Camry, they just put like a big fake gloss black vent, nothing else going on there. I also like this lower front splitter extension here to help scoop that air. It's all about aerodynamic efficiency. As we come across the front, this is sort of like a little bit of a debated topic. It's like a love or hate it relationship. You have the black chrome finish, and I like the way it goes from one corner all the way to the other for the top portion, and then you have the larger opening for the grille, all gloss black. I'm digging the way it looks compared to the Camry or the Mazda 6. I don't know if Tom could show you this little rectangle down here. This is that Honda sensing technology. So you're obviously gonna get all that safety technology, that lane keep assist, all that kind of stuff that makes sure that you arrive to your destination every single time. But very, very, I'm telling you, aggressive from the front end. Now, as we pop up onto the hood, if you notice, you got a very nice body line, starts on the front fascia, into the hood on both sides, and then check out in the center how there's a light rise and it stays steady all the way to the windshield. I like that look. It really just ties in the whole front of the end of the car very well. Now, as we come around the corner, I love these wheels, and guess what? I guess there's a lot of other people that love them. This is one of the most stolen wheels currently in the United States. This is an 18-inch wheel found on the Sport. You can tell why it's stolen. It's a good looking wheel, machined, aluminum finish, gloss black, love the design. If you're wondering, well, what's the size tire-wise? 235 on the width, 40 series on the sidewall. Really works well. That 19-inch wheel works really well on this car. Now, as we continue down the side, check out the body line, how it starts in the front corner here, goes all the way down the car. They decided to take the blue, thankfully, spill it onto the mirrors. Very nice low roof line. And what's surprising is that compared to the outgoing Accord, this one does have a longer wheelbase, which is gonna open up a lot of space. And even with the roof not being super high between the top of the door panel and the roof, there's still a lot of headroom in there. They worked some kind of magic. Really, I think, turned out great because overall the car is a little bit shorter physically. As we work our way down, I also think this lower belt line, great placement, very powerful body line. We continue working our way back to the rear quarter window. I'm so glad that they didn't just do a regular triangle. It's got a nice shape to it. The trim kind of extends back. And then wrapping out back, I think they really did some things right. And for some people, they did some things wrong. The trunk lid spoiler is spot on this Sport model. The thing that a lot of people can't stand is this stapler taillight design. And if you think about it, if it looked like that, I think it would be a much cleaner design. I think overall people would be happier, but still, styling wise, I think they did a great job. You do have dual exhaust, one exhaust outlet on each side. These are decorative, so the pipes don't actually connect to them. And they're kind of like a vacuum style, but I'm not gonna zonk it because they go with the flow of the lower portion of the rear bumper. Nice clean look, but why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this Sport Accord. All right guys, we got the hood popped on the 1.5 liter T Sport trim of the Accord, and it's exactly what it says. That's a 1.5 liter turbocharged inline-4 engine. You're looking at 192 horsepower. If you're wondering, well, what is it mated to transmission-wise? You actually have a choice. Thank you, Honda. Unlike Toyota, unlike Mazda and everybody else, you could get this with a nice slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission or a CVT transmission. MPGs, 29 in the city, 35 on the highway, and the car weighs about 3,155 pounds. What I like about it is you pop the hood and you could easily see it, which is really great. And that is one of those things that you don't have to worry about engine covers and all that. But why don't we go ahead, get to the best part. Let's fire it up and see what it sounds like. All right guys, we're in the 2020 Honda Accord, that Sport with the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I want a family sedan. I don't want to go the SUV route. How much is this one? We're talking value price, right? This car, the way that it sits, is right at an MSRP around $27,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now, the door panel does have a lot of dark material, but the great news is there's a lot of good quality materials there. I love the armrest, the simulated stitching. You got a great pocket down there for a couple drinks, or maybe if you did a Twinkie run, you could probably put about 7 or 8 Twinkies in that bottom pocket. You have this sort of faux carbon fiber design, but it really doesn't look like carbon fiber, but it looks different and cool, and I'm digging it. And the nice thing is you touch it and it doesn't show your fingerprints. Now, as you go from the door panel to the dash, soft material, there's more of that design going on. I'm just gonna call it design because carbon fiber does not look like this. You have your 8-inch infotainment screen. Of course, you're gonna get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard with this car. You have a volume knob, you have a tune knob, so if you're afraid of touching the screen, like you have a phobia against that, you could actually just utilize your knobs. Very fast acting, and I'm telling you, even when it's slanted like this, there's no glare. There's some type of black magic that Honda's doing to not create any glare. Like the AC vents, a little bit of that silver trim. You get dual climate in this car at this price point. Real easy to see. Push button start, keyless entry, which is really wonderful. And then look at this, they actually give you a lid. You open it up, what do we have? A place for your phone. You get a 12 volt and a USB. Close it up and it looks all nice and finished. This one has the optional CVT. Remember, you can get 6-speed auto, 6-speed manual, which I wish this one had. But this one is the CVT transmission. You do have a sport mode button and an eco button. It actually says econ. It's not economics from high school. It's actually eco to get better fuel economy. 2 cup holders. Here is our standard Honda key fob. Nothing special, but it is a great looking key fob overall. There's the buttons on the back. It's got a nice weight to it. I like this because it's not flat black. It's like a gunmetal gray, and there's no fingerprints. Very large and wide armrest. We pick it up, and then you have another 12 volt. You got a nice little tray in here. You could probably put some mini Slim Jims, not the big long ones. Those you probably have to put somewhere else, but some nice mini Slim Jims. And then you got a ton of other room in there that you could put whatever you could think of. Seats, they're comfortable. I just don't like the look too much. This material here, this cloth material, kind of reminds me of a Red Lobster napkin. The material of it, the feel, but I do like the leather on the sides with the stitching. It would be nice, and I know it's a big ask, if it was full leather. You do get full electric assist for the driver's side, which is really wonderful. And you can see, like I was telling you, the amount of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom in here. Get on over to the business end, because I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2020 Accord. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of this Honda Accord Sport. Like I was telling you, you got a 10-way adjustable seat, which is really nice. And then check out the pedals on the Sport. You have a nice aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle pedal, which is really nice. Just a little fine touches bring a better product overall. Steering wheel, Honda did their homework. I love this steering wheel. The thickness is perfect. You got a crisscross stitching, but I just wish it was a little lighter to really accent the steering wheel. I like the flat black buttons, a little bit of flat silver here. You got your thumb controller, 2 paddles to go through those simulated gears, because this is a CVT. There's no gears in a CVT transmission, but they have simulated gears. And then the dash is very interesting. You actually have an analog speedometer, but the tachometer is digital, and you could actually go through a ton of different information. Like I showed you earlier, watch this. You ready to race somebody? We could put it in sport mode. You can see how it's gonna adjust those different things for sport mode, which is really nice. And it's really easy to use, which is great. You're gonna still get all that Honda sensing technology and really get some maximum MPGs and be comfortable overall. But why don't we go ahead, let's see the biggest surprise. Let's go to that back seat and see how it feels. All right, guys, here's where the magic happens. Like I said, they extended the wheelbase, but the Accord is actually shorter than the last generation. Tons of headroom, and then look at this. I mean, this is just a place to just stretch out. Now, my zonk is what's going on here. You got a nice pocket for like a bag of Doritos that you could put here, but there's no USB connectivity, not even a 12 volt. And I know we're talking about value price, and this is a great value. I would like to at least see some type of connectivity. Would it be too much to ask for rear AC vents, please? And keep it at this price point? I know that's a big ask. And then armrests, very comfortable. 2 cup holders. But I'm telling you, the room is crazy in here. Let's check out the trunk and see what kind of cubic space we have back there. All right, guys, time to check out what type of space we have in the trunk. I'm just gonna hit the button on the key fob. Up she goes. And very surprising how this Honda Accord, you don't have to go that route of the SUV. You can go the sedan, have the lower center of gravity, the better handling, and such a great looking car overall. Plus the usability. Those seats are gonna do the 60-40 Tango split. Lots of space. Why don't we get to the best part though? Let's take this Honda Accord Sport for a spin. All right, guys, we just left Tampa Honda. We're in the 2020 Honda Accord Sport with that 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. I have it in sport mode. I'm rolling about 35. Let me get on throttle. So you do have some simulated shifting going on there, but still, because it is a CVT transmission, the engine stays at a constant 6,000 RPM as you are accelerating down the road. And that's just one of the downfalls to a CVT transmission compared to a traditional automatic. I personally would go with the 2-liter Sport, spend a little bit more money, go with the 2-liter Sport, and you get the 10-speed automatic transmission, which that thing shifts effortlessly, and it really helps quicken the pace of the car. And of course, the 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine isn't going to hurt either. But the Accord is very smooth. Everywhere I look in here, I love the finishes, and that's really where I think they hit the nail on the head. Not a bunch of just gloss black in here all over the place like some of the other competitors. I like the different materials, and it feels definitely more expensive than $27,000 in here. You do have those paddles behind the steering wheel to shift through simulated gears if you wanted to do that. And the seat is just perfect. Even though I'm not a big fan of the cloth material, the way it looks, the seat overall is really able to fit your body. It is 10-way adjustable on the driver's side with electric assist. By pulling away from this light, let's go ahead and see how the U-turn goes in the Honda Accord. Once we get a green light again, we'll do that. But I think another place where they hit the nail on the head is feedback. Compared to the other competitors, feedback through the steering wheel, the weight of the steering wheel, the overall feel, everything just feels more engaging, feels like you're connected more in the Accord compared to the Camry. All right, guys, what's really nice about this Accord, especially because it's a mid-size sedan, it doesn't feel very large. It feels like I'm driving a Honda Civic, to be honest with you, size-wise. But definitely inside, I love how I feel behind the wheel. And I really think that, like I said earlier, the feedback you get, and even going over this chopped up section here, it really soaks up the bumps very nicely. You're not getting a bunch of rattles or creaks or anything like that, and it feels really good. All right, guys, driving along, I really think that the way they have the seat in here is great. The cushion to it is very supportive without being too firm, and I don't feel like I'm sitting on some kind of like squishy waterbed or whatnot. Brake pedal feedback is good. Everything in here, I'm telling you, they did a really great job. I do have it in sport mode. What that's going to do is that's going to adjust some of the parameters of how the engine is running and whatnot, but it's very, very smooth in here, and you're not waiting for the boost to really build before you take off when you get on the throttle, which is really nice as well. Visibility is a piece of cake in these Accords, and I just love the steering wheel is great. But here we go, I'm gonna go ahead and get on throttle. Guys, making a U-turn in the Accord, piece of cake, on throttle. Very smooth. You know, the way the power delivery is, you're not really having to wait for the boost to kick in from that turbocharger, and it's very, very linear. I also like the fact that you're getting all that Honda sensing technology in here for $27,000. But hopefully this gave you a nice overview of the Honda Accord for 2020. We're gonna get back to Tampa Honda and wrap this up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Tampa Honda. The big question still looms. Is the Honda Accord Sport the best bang for the buck mid-size sedan? It's a pretty hot competition of the car industry, but that's really up to you. You need to get down to your Honda dealership, your Toyota dealership, so on and so forth. Take these cars for a spin, really get to see what they're like, and then you choose, because at the end of the day, it is your money. But like I was saying, if you want to keep seeing things like this on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, takes you right to Spreadshirt. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. Tom Moschner, working the camera, working the love of his life. He found somebody, he's in a relationship, he's ready to start his own family. So thank you, Tom, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.